Kevin Hunter with Dave Ford here on the Business Forum Show, and we're broadcasting live from the Minneapolis Convention Center, and we are chatting with Dr. CJ and Daniel Zheng from MRI Pathways. Welcome to the show, gentlemen.
Thanks very much.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
So talk a little bit about what your organization is and what you guys do.
We are a clinic focused on using MRI technology to do preventive care. Mostly we're trying to help people reduce visceral fat. Yep. We're also trying to use that strategy to reverse plaque, arterial plaque, and diabetes.
Okay. Okay, very good. And is this a process that you guys started yourselves, or what's the history behind it?
I started this clinic about a year and a half ago. Almost 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. Although I've been doing preparation for almost 6 or 7 years. The main idea behind this is if we use MRI to measure better, measure the health risk better, yep. We should be able to do a better job preventing the disease and also even reversing the disease. So it was a long process, but we finally got started last year.
So is there a connection between diabetes and the arterial problem that you're talking about?
Yeah, so if you're diabetic, mm-hmm. your risk of having a stroke is about 4 times higher. And if you're diabetic, your risk of having a heart attack is about 2 times higher. Wow. So there's a lot of these syndromes, these cardiovascular problems are really clustered together. Mm-hmm. So if you can address one, if you can address the fundamental cause, you help all of these problems go away at once.
Nice.
And that's really what we're trying to do with sort of our visceral fat reduction program.
Mm-hmm. So how does the MRI work, and how does that tell you what you need to do in terms of helping your client?
The main reason MRI works better in this case is, for example, the traditional marker like a body mass index is just not very predictive. You can have a person defined by a body mass index as being normal, but I think I'm trying to remember. It's about.
So, for example, Dr. CJ, he has a BMI of 22,
mm-hmm.
or he used to, but he has plaque in his arteries, and we can see that with the MRI.
And I got a lot of visceral fat too.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people have normal body mass index, but have a abnormally high level of visceral fat.
Yeah, but recent research suggests that about 1 out of every 4 normal weighted person mm-hmm. is like metabolically unhealthy. So that's how you get the situation where someone is like 50, 55, they're fit, they're pretty thin, but has a heart attack. Mm-hmm. You know, everyone kind of has their story of a friend or a relative that's had a heart attack unexpectedly. Mm-hmm. And an MRI is one of the only ways you can see inside your body to see what's your actual true risk. And an MRI doesn't have radiation like a CT scan does, so it's very safe and you can repeat it multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the main reason we choose MRI, because we need to monitor it over time, monitor a particular patient over time, trying to figure out what works, what reduces the visceral fat, what doesn't. And to be able to monitor over time, we have to have something that's not, it doesn't have radiation. So mm-hmm. that's why we choose, And traditionally, cost was the main issue. Every time you do MRI scan, it tend to be a couple $1,000. So that makes it impossible to do the follow-up and monitoring. And we are doing it in a different way. We really do just reduced from the rather than a couple $1,000, we just try for a few $100, and actually even less than $1,000, we can monitor several times over a period of several months.
Mm-hmm.
And
we've just been really aggressive about focusing on cost and kind of eliminating everything we can in order to bring the cost down to a point where someone like yourself could come in multiple times and it's affordable for you.
Mm-hmm. Well, when you mention that, I mean, what does a single MRI cost at a doctor or at a hospital? Isn't it a couple $1,000?
At least I would think.
Normally, average price is about $1,500 for like a back MRI. Mm-hmm. Our back MRIs for most people, most situations, is $399. Mm-hmm. And then if you want to do one visceral fat scan, we're charging $199 for that. And so it's just, we're really aggressive about cost, keeping overhead down, being as lean as possible, mm-hmm. and then some of it is volume.
So then what can somebody do with this information? Once they've done the scan, they understand, do you have programs that you try to put people in to help address this?
So that's the thing that we're most excited about. So, for example, to help get your visceral fat down, we kind of have like a 6-month program. It's just $900. Basically what we do for that is, so we scan you the first time. We see, how much visceral fat you have. And then we kind of custom design a program, based on your results to be able to say, this is what we think will help reduce your visceral fat. And then, you try something 4 or 5 weeks later, you come back, we scan you again. And we can say, you tried it, you tell us what you tried. And we say, well, you did a really good job. You're down 40%. Great, perfect, keep at it. Next time, there's also probably even better. And pretty soon, you'll be set to go. But, every person is really different. That's the craziest thing we've found is, people are on wildly different ends of the spectrum. So some people, they kind of try something and it doesn't really work. So we have to try something, more aggressive. And the idea is, the 6-month program includes kind of 5 scans. And then over the 5 scans, we're kind of able to design a program for you that's kind of like the easiest program you can follow that makes sure you're healthy.
I love the fact that I'm hearing more and more of things like this that are really dealing with the preventive side of medicine, as opposed to, well, now you got a problem and we've got to do surgery, or we've got to do this. What really got you guys into this? What was your passion behind going in this direction and starting something like MRI Pathways?
Well, I think the main reason is nothing else works. Once person had a stroke, that's too late. It's you can try many different things, but try to get the function capability back is very difficult. And we try this, we try that. In the end, you sit down, you think about it. You just have to be done this way. This is the only way that works. And we actually have a pretty good result. After we reduced the visceral fat, and we had a baseline prior to that program. But after the patient finished the program and you recheck the arterial plaque, they shrank. And people were surprised. Basically, we were surprised actually how fast the plaque reduced in its size. And it really works. But
and just to give you some statistics, right, 50% of people that have a stroke either die or suffer some sort of long-term disability. So, and then, for heart attacks, I think it's around 40-50% of people die from the heart attack, and there's no treatment from that.
Right.
No, not the 50%. It's the one that had aneurysm rupture. That's the 50% mortality.
No, I said this for heart attack.
Oh,
heart attack is 40-50%.
Okay, yeah. But the bottom line is, once those kind of bad things really happen, it's just too late. It's costly, and the treatment is not very effective. It's not very effective.
So what types of challenges have you guys run into with this type of business?
I would say the largest challenge we have is we find out is prevention is very hard to sell. It's kind of against the human nature. It probably requires almost like a cultural change for people to switch the thinking from waiting for something to happen to taking a proactive action. And we tend to be, when there's a crisis, we tend to be jumping up and take some jumping on it. But in this case, we trying to get, you may have this, you may have come in, get checked, and then do something about it. Most people are thinking, oh, I think I can wait. I think I'm doing okay. I think I'm the 95%, not the 5% high risk.
I don't want to know. We hear that all the time. In some ways, prevention almost has to be cheaper than free. You see this all the time. Corporations that have wellness programs will pay you $20 to go get weighed and your blood pressure, and that's the problem with it, is when you're charging money, people don't want to pay. They'll pay for a solution, not for prevention.
Yeah, we have quite a few people come in. They had a stent placement, so they know they have a plaque, and they know they heard we're able to reverse plaque, and they start coming in for plaque reversal. So we have some more response from that kind of a situation. But what we really like to do is eventually, predominantly, capture people before they even had a stent placement.
Very good. Dave, your thoughts?
I'm very impressed. I agree. I think their biggest challenge would be getting in front of people. So I'm curious as to, how do you do that? How does somebody find you? How do they even hear about you guys? How do they know before they've had it?
We did some, actually the young people told me about some kind of social media advertising channel.
And then we did a Groupon deal. That was the easiest. We sold like 800.
Nice.
So the Groupon, so if you make it cheap enough, people definitely come in. But right now we're really trying to do kind of, some radio advertising, but word of mouth is really the big thing. So, we work with, some of our patients, big success stories, right? People, their plaque goes away, they're happy, they tell their friends. That's what gets their friends interested in coming back. So that's how we've been trying to address the problem. So.
Awesome.
Well, great stuff, guys, and I'm very impressed with what the potential this has with preventing some pretty significant health problems that people could have as a result of both issues. Kevin Hunter with Dave Ford here on the Business Forum Show. We are live at the Minneapolis Convention Center. Our guests are Dr. CJ and Daniel Zheng from MRI Pathways. You can find them on the web, mripathways.com. Again, mripathways.com. Again, Kevin Hunter with Dave Ford here at the Business Forum Show. Thanks for listening.